So today, let's cover what's in my saddlebag. I had a flat on the side of the road the other day. I pulled a few things out that I thought, this would be interesting. If nobody's seen my setup before, there might be a few tips in here. So let's go through it. So it's a Specialized of some sort. It's not a miniature one and it's not a large one. It's sort of mid-range, which is good to carry most things I need, and it's not packed super tight. So what's inside? Let's have a look. That's it. That's everything in the saddlebag that I carry. Let me explain. Spare tube. Now I carry one with a long stem, so if I'm ever using a 50mm rim on the bike, at the moment I've only got shallow rims on, so that's okay, but if I'm ever out with race wheels and I need a long stem, you don't want to be caught with a short stem. So I'm always carrying a long stem. I also wrap it up in plastic that keeps it nice and fresh. So if that gets wet, this is not going to deteriorate. They keep pretty well. I also keep the, oh, you probably can't see in there, I keep the top cap on that as well to stop any biting of the rubber. That keeps them in pretty good nick. Also remember to check those every now and then. You don't want to have a spare go flat as soon as you put it straight on because it's got a hole. Onto my tyre levers. Now, hardcore cyclists will say you don't need tyre levers. You should be able to peel the rim on, but I've got, well, computer hands. I've always got these. My brand of choice, Michelin Yellow. I cannot snap these. You can see this one's had a pretty hard life. It's got a bit of a banana bend to it. But the Michelin tyre levers, if you can find them, these are the ones that I absolutely recommend. I went to 3 bike stores this morning looking for some more of those Michelin ones. They don't stock them, they have other brands, and none of them could confirm they wouldn't snap. I keep snapping the other ones, so Michelin, if you can find them, grab a hold of them. Tyre patches. Stick-on patches. This is probably the number one thing I want to cover. So let's have a look closely at these, what these actually are. Now you've seen glue patches that you've got to sort of wait and set for a while. These ones are brilliant. If you've not seen these before, worth their weight in gold, even though they don't weigh a lot at all. Jump in here and pull these out. They're almost impossible to get out. Okay. So these. They are tyre patches. There's quite a few. Look, I'll sacrifice one to show you what they're all about. So they come in sets of 8 or 9. There's quite a few in there. What they are, given I've sacrificed one, very stretchy rubber, and as you can see, really sticky too. So if you get a flat tyre, if you know where the puncture is, you can even shortcut. Let's just say you get a hole in the tyre there. The other day I had what's called a bindi eye in the tyre here, so I didn't even worry about taking the tyre off. You can just pop the rim out using the tyre levers, and on the actual tube itself, not the tyre, but you can see what I mean, stick that on. Again, not the tyre, just an easy example, and that's super sticky. That got me home. So those patches, brilliant. So if you're not familiar with these, I'm not sure what Lazine call them, boot, tyre boots. They've called them boot. Glueless patch. There we go. So if that's today's hot tip, take that one and run. Go get yourself some of those. Also a multi-tool. I don't carry a chain breaker, probably should, but here's a small little multi-tool that has most things that gets me out of trouble. Now also, once these are packed, it's a bit of a rough up thing, it's a bit of an old school, don't need one of those. But once these are all packed together, you don't want them rubbing on, so you don't want that rubbing up against that tyre there. You can see this Specialized pack has a bit of a separator. So how these pack together, you could probably fit 2 tubes in here, but just one for today. Put those in the side. You can see the multi-tool is separated there by that bit of neoprene. That all closes up tightly, but done. Let's put it back on the bike. We have company today on the table. Hey, buddy. So next question, CO2. Do I carry CO2 canisters? No, I don't. 2 reasons. I'm too clumsy with them. I've had them before, the seals pop out. I had one before where the seal popped out and flung over a fence behind me. I couldn't actually pump my tyre up, so bad experience with those. But also travelling. You can't travel with CO2 canisters in aeroplanes, so we'd always have to take them out of our bag or remember to change them and things like that. I think Von runs them. I don't. I use a frame pump. Old school, but they're small. So I make sure every one of my bikes has a frame pump. So it's small, nice and light. I use a frame pump instead. And if you match the colour of your bike, it's not too bad. And I guess if all else fails, the number one thing in the kit, take your mobile phone with you. Call for help. Okay, that's what gets me out of trouble most days. And I'm off to enjoy the rest of this sunshine. Come on, Melbourne, you can do better than this. All right, thanks for watching.